Hey there, readers and writers. Thanks for joining me again. It's me, Miss Wentling. Yesterday, you read a new article and determined the meaning of some unknown vocabulary using close reading strategies. Remember, you made a glossary? Today, we're going to determine the main idea and supporting details of the article. But let's remember our guiding questions. These two questions are going to guide your thinking and learning throughout this unit of study. So you're going to see we're going to be coming back to these questions quite frequently or often. Why are the world's freshwater sources threatened? And how do people persuade others to take action to contribute to a better world? All right, let's make sure that you have everything you need for today's lesson. First, make sure you have a copy of the text, Shrinking Freshwater Resources. We'll be using that text all week. It's located in your ELA packet on page 19. You're also going to need a copy of Lesson 6 and the Lesson 6 note catcher on pages 23 and 24 of your ELA packet. You're also going to need a pencil to write with. Go ahead and pause the video here and make sure that you have all these materials you need for today's lesson. The learning target for this lesson is, I can determine the main idea and supporting details of a text. If you remember, a main idea, just like the central message, is the big idea the author wants you to understand and take away from reading a text. And a supporting detail is a detail in the text, like a fact or a piece of information that helps you understand that main idea. First, read Shrinking Freshwater Resources with a family member, caregiver, or friend. If you'd like, you can go back to the Lesson 5 video to hear the text read aloud to you. Go ahead and pause here and do your reading. All right, remember that a main idea is the big idea the author wants you to understand or take away from reading a text, or in this case, an article. And then remember, the supporting details are details, facts, or pieces of information in the text that help you understand that big idea or that main idea. The author often introduces the main idea at the beginning of the text in the introduction. So now that you've read the text, I'd like you to think to yourself about these questions. What is the main idea of the article? And what's a supporting detail from each of the sections: drinking water, fishing and farming, and fighting over water? Go ahead and pause the video here and do some of your thinking. Now it's time to talk about the text with a family member, caregiver, or friend. Make sure that you pause the recording after each of these questions so that everyone gets a chance to share. The first question is, what is the main idea of the text, and how do you know? Make sure to go back and look in the text. All right, pause here while you talk about this. All right, time for the second question. What is one supporting detail from each of these sections? Pause the video here and discuss. All right, now that you've read, thought, and talked about the text, it's time to write. Turn to the Lesson 6 note catcher on page 23 of your ELA packet. Your task is to write the main idea of the text in that first box on the note catcher. And then for each of the other 3 sections, I want you to write one supporting detail that helps you understand the main idea. Remember what you just talked about with your friend, family member, or caregiver. Go ahead and pause here and complete your task. All right, nice job. It's time for us to wrap up this lesson. Make sure you share your writing with someone and tell them why you chose to write what you did. Also, as always, please remember to spend 20 minutes reading with a family member, caregiver, or friend. Let's think back to our learning target for today. I can determine the main idea and supporting detail of a text. Take a few moments and think about whether you met this learning target today. All right, hopefully it was a little easier than last week. We'll be returning to this learning target often over these next upcoming weeks. I also want you to work on your fluency practice. Ask an adult to read the text to you and follow along. Then practice reading the text at least 2 times on your own. That's it for today. Thanks for joining and learning with me again. I'm looking forward to working with you again tomorrow. We'll be doing lesson 7 and some work with our second guiding question. How do people persuade others to take action to contribute to a better world? All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.